Resolution number 2, approval by the Massena Town Council for the town supervisor to sign a contract on behalf of the town to permit the highway department head to share services with the highway department head and other municipalities who possess similar authorization for the borrowing or lending of materials and supplies and exchanging, leasing, renting, or maintaining of machinery and equipment, including the operators thereof, for the purpose of aiding the highway department head in the performance of his or her duties. Have a motion?
Motion.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Can we have just a little bit of discussion, maybe Dylan can talk a little more about that, what type of services or equipment you plan on sharing?
We go back and forth, depending on the time of year, who it's with. We've done it quite a bit in the winter, with it swapping out plow trucks. If somebody else is down, we're very fortunate and have an extra truck. It's an older truck that was taken out of service. We let other municipalities use. Same thing come spring, we work with the county, they pave for us, they also do our road painting. We go back and forth with the village, they have some specialized equipment, their sewer jet truck, things like that we don't have. So we just try to help everybody out.
Okay. So there was never an agreement before, there just...
There is, yearly we do
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So,
Yep.
so there's just an update of the...
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
We use the village grader out the airport.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I know they paved and stuff like that, I just didn't know if this is something new or just...
No, it's a
Okay.
yearly thing.
Okay. Have a motion on it?
Chair motion, second.
Okay.
Vote.
All in favor?
Aye.
So carried. Resolution number 3, approval for Massena Town Council for the town supervisor to sign the final grant application to replace the rotary snow blower with the FAA. FAA share is $935,275. The state share is $24,613, and the town share is $24,612, for a total cost of $984,500. Have a motion?
So moved.
Okay.
I'll second.
So carried.
We gotta vote.
Yeah, okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Number 4, approval from the Massena Town Council for the town supervisor to sign the notice of award letter to MB Companies, Inc. to replace snow removal equipment, high-speed airport rotary snowboard project. The total contract award is $971,733.53. Have a motion?
Oh, just, so I understand it correctly, so the first, the number 3 is the grant to approve it, and number 4 is paying the person to replace it and pay for the part. Yeah, I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Aye, yeah. Better rhythm with 5 on the board instead of... It's a better rhythm when you have the whole board.
Well,
Same.
I agree. Number 5, approval from the Massena Town Council for town supervisor to sign the aviation capital project agreement, contract number K-7666, to reconstruct 8,087 square foot existing terminal building roof at 80.80% eligibility for construction. Estimated cost $359,722 is federal share, $341,735 local share, $8,993 state share, $8,994 town of Massena town share. The town of Massena is accepting the grant agreement from the New York State Department of Transportation.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
I have a question about, there's a punch list out there, is that taken care of?
They were supposed to be on site this week, they haven't come back up for that, but there is a retaining fee that we haven't released yet until that punch list is done.
That's for the gutters on the terminal?
Yes. Yep.
All right. Number 6, approval from the Massena Town Council for the town supervisor to sign a lease purchase agreement for the 2025 International HV 507 truck with Tenco gun body, plow and spreader at the highway garage. Equipment cost is $240,162.98 to be leased for 5 years at $55,888 Massena Town Council with the Town Supervisor to sign the agreement between the Center for Community Preparedness as SUNY Potsdam Partnership and the Town of Massena. The purpose of this agreement is to enhance community preparedness, emergency management capability, and workforce development. This will give the town an annual update to its emergency plan and safety security planning for the larger fishing tournaments. The agreement is for 1 year, effective upon the date of the final signature, and has no cost to the town.
So moved.
Second.
Second, okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Number 8, approval from the Massena Town Council with the Town Supervisor to sign a 3-year security fire panel IP monitoring agreement between NCC Systems and the Town of Massena. This agreement is billed annually for the Massena Museum, $35 a month, Massena Library, $46 a month, Massena Airport, $46 a month.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. 9, approval from the Massena Town Council with the Town Supervisor to sign, I already got that one. 10, approval from the Massena Town Council for zoning business.
You could, still number 9.
Okay, sorry about that.
No, you're okay.
Approval from the Massena Town Council for the Town Supervisor to sign the 3-year contract between NCC Systems and Town of Massena. You already got that one, didn't I? Okay. The fire alarm inspection service is $1,900 annually. This contract includes the town hall, museum, and library, and the Massena Airport.
So moved.
Second.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. 10, approval from the Massena Town Council for zoning business, town clerk to report the following day's work in your state and local employees retirement system based on the record of activities maintained. Term 10126, 12/31/26. Stated work days 7.5, and the record of activities result.
So moved.
Is that just for Joni, or is that for like everyone?
Just for Joni.
Curious.
Just Joni.
Okay, all right. Second.
Second.
Oh.
So moved. All right.
Aye.
Very good. All in favor, opposed, so moved. 11, approval from the Massena Town Council with the Town Supervisor to sign a proposal for professional accounting and year-end support services for local government support services, LGSS. The fee proposal is estimated between $14,000 and $25,000.
So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. 12, approval from the Massena Town Council with the Town Supervisor to sign a letter of intent for New York State Pro-Housing Certification Program. This letter is needed by New York State to allow the town of Massena to submit and qualify for grant funding. The Pro-Housing Communities Program is in response to Governor Kathy Hochul's emphasis on creating adequate housing within all parts of New York State.
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Missing a page. All right. 13, authorizing the Massena Town Council to accept Joseph Soroka's resignation letter as trustee to the Massena Public Library Board, effective date February 17, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Joe's on the board for 9 years, served 5 years as president of the board, and we'd like to thank him for his service. 14, authorizing the Massena Town Council to appoint Andrea LaValle to the Library Board of Trustees. Motion?
So moved.
Second.
Second, but question on, so is there, do we know who's the next president of the library?
They vote on that, don't they, as a board?
It will be the board voting on that once Andrea is appointed.
Gotcha, okay. Yeah, second.
For Andrea?
Yeah.
Okay, motion second. All in favor? So moved. Can I have a motion to accept the warrants?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Have a motion to accept the transfers and amendments?
So moved.
Second.
Second. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Brenda?
Okay, as of today, April 16th, our revenue collected so far is $4,573,598. In 2025 in April, it was $4,650,825. So the 2026 revenue is $77,227 less than April of '25. Our expenses as of today is $3,135,868. In 2025, our expenses were $3,241,817. So our 2026 expenses are $105,949 less than April of '25.
Thank you. Committee reports. Town highway.
For the highway department, we started switching gears and removing plow equipment in preparation for the summer road work. We started servicing the summer equipment. We ended shift work and have started our summer schedule of 4/10s, which is Monday through Thursday. We cleaned up the town cemeteries and we cleaned up the sand and salt racks for equipment repairs. We received Unit 50 back from International in Watertown. They were unable to fix the emissions problems due to the cost was more than what the truck is currently worth. So we'll be auctioning that off later on this summer. Unit 49, we replaced a cross member in the box that had rotted out. We replaced hydraulic lines on our grader and serviced the roadside mower. For the airport, boutique air numbers for March were 391 in plane, 403 deplaned, for 794 total. There was 176 landings and 10 canceled flights due to weather. We removed beaver dams from the drainage pipes. Spring maintenance has continued on the airfield. We are servicing the mowing equipment and completed our yearly aircraft firefighting and rescue training at Monroe Community College. As for the library, museum, and town hall buildings, there are no new issues.
Thanks, Dylan. Joint rec. Town library.
So I wasn't able to be at the meeting, but I think Christie sent some notes, but I think Krista might be better served to update us.
Sure. Krista?
Well, Krista has the list of all the events on the library Facebook page.
I
and shared on
do.
the Explore Massena, so we're getting the word out there.
All right. So National Library Week is coming up next week. This is the week that we celebrate libraries, because hey, we like to pat ourselves on the back and we like to invite the community to join us in that. We're actually kicking off this Saturday. The Friends of the Massena Public Library are hosting a spaghetti and meatball dinner fundraiser with the Italian American Club. It's takeout only. It's $10 a meal, which is just a really great price for that. You can currently call to reserve a time to pick up at the library. Just call the library, 315-769-9914. Or you can just show up day of and pick up. It's a pretty decent meal. It's spaghetti and meatballs, salad, bread, I think, and a dessert, all for $10. And all the money goes towards benefiting the library. They also have a raffle going on. They're raffling off $200 worth of lottery tickets. Again. The drawing will be on Saturday, April 25th. It's $2 a ticket, $5 for 3 tickets, or $10 for 10 tickets. Monday, April 20th is the official start of National Library Week, and it is the start of our book recycling program. So all of those books that you pull out of your garage and your attic that smell kind of funny and teach you how to cure diseases with leeches that you think you want to donate to the library, but our policy says please don't do it. That's the week you actually can. Bring them in and we will dispose of them properly. We also have Patron Appreciation Day on Monday the 20th. The Friends will be providing refreshments We are offering fee forgiveness. So if you have been avoiding going to the library because you lost a book or you damaged a book and you're afraid we're going to yell at you or charge you a ton of money or throw you in jail, come in that day, tell us your favorite book, and we will forgive everything. Also that day at 3 p.m., I am so thrilled to announce that our mural in the Warren Room is finally complete, and it is spectacular, really beyond anything I really expected. At 3 p.m. on that Monday, you will be able to meet and talk with our artist, Kirby Thompson. We were very privileged to find an artist from Akwesasne to do a fantastic mural that the spirit behind it was the identity of the community of Massena, and she captured it brilliantly. On Tuesday, that is our library giving day. So on that day, we're focusing on building our endowment for sustainable funding for the future. It's not a lot of money, but the bigger we grow our endowment, the more funding we can depend on as things change over the years. So our endowment is held by the Northern New York Community Foundation, and they have offered us a matching grant up to $10,000. So for every $1 that you donate to the Massena Public Library Fund at the Northern New York Community Foundation, it actually counts for $2 towards our endowment. And how that endowment works is each year we are able to take some of the dividends from the investments that the foundation makes in our name, and we can add that to our budget, expanding our purchasing power for the community. So any donations towards that are very helpful for the future of the library. Let's see, then Wednesday we have open, I keep messing up the order of these words, Poetry Open Mic Night at 6 p.m. I'm very pleased to host this. We did this last year with our now board trustee, Ryan Murphy. He is the person, you may not know him personally, he organizes the concerts in the park every year here in Massena. He is organizing this Poetry Open Mic Night. Last year when we did it, it was really fantastic. It drew a pretty decent crowd, and a lot of people got to share their poetry and their work, and it was just a really cool experience. That same night we have Cornell Cooperative Extension hosting a Seed to Supper program from 6 to 7:30 for lower income families. That is an opportunity for people to come in and learn food independence, growing a garden, seeing that garden mature from the garden to the food that you actually consume. It's a fantastic program. Cornell kind of moves it around the region every year, and we were very honored to host them this year. Let's see, Thursday is Kids Day. This is probably my favorite day every year because it is construction truck story time with the Department of Public Works. The big trucks all line up in the parking lot behind the library and make the children look particularly small, and then let the children climb all over them and get inside them, and inevitably somebody blows the horn and makes all the children cry. But it is a great time for everyone. Up until that moment, they all enjoy it. But when that construction vehicle horn goes off from some child pushing on it, it scares the bananas out of a lot of children. That same day, we have BOCES featuring a career fair at the library from 10 to 3 p.m. They are inviting employers to table in the library and offering people an opportunity to talk with those employers about career options. I think this is a really important thing for the Massena community, and I'm very happy that we're able to host them. And I hope that we continue to offer this program, but it's going to depend on, participation. So I really encourage anyone who is looking for a job or maybe looking to change careers, stop in between 10 and 3 p.m. on Thursday, April 23rd. And then that same night is the program that I'm kind of particularly excited for. We are doing a region-wide watch party of the documentary The Librarians. So there are a number of libraries across the North Country, as well as 2 theaters, one in Watertown and one in Plattsburgh, that are showing theatrical versions of it, and then hosting panel discussions. So we will be tuning into all of that right here in Massena at 6 p.m. on Thursday, April 23rd, and then if anybody's up for it, engaging in a community discussion about issues of censorship and freedom of expression and freedom to read. Friday, April 24th is drop-off day, so if you are looking to donate plants or baked goods to our Saturday sale, that's the day to do it. We are accepting all of those. Saturday, April 25th is the big day. That's our spring celebration, thanks to the Friends. We have a book, bake, and plant sale, all very popular. We have a fantastic book sale room downstairs. It's set up like a bookstore almost. Anne Green, one of our friends, does a fantastic job keeping it maintained. Isabel Parks does our plant sale. She is a wild woman who lives almost entirely in a house that she can barely move in because it's full of plants, and then she shares them with us a few times a year, and it's pretty amazing. People love it. The first year she did it, we were sold out by 10 a.m. So, you know, get in fast if you're looking for some good plants. As with many of our sales like this, it starts at 9 a.m. for Friends. If you are not a member of the Friends group, you can pay right at the door your $5 membership fee for the whole year, and suddenly you are a friend, and we let you right in the door. If you're not interested in that, at 9:30, everyone is welcome. And then at 1 p.m., we have Brian Hammond, who will be sharing the hits of the 50s, 60s, and 70s with us, and I'm pretty excited to hear that. And finally, we have the Shred It truck that will be available from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the parking lot and in the library. So if you have sensitive documents, old income tax forms, old anything that you need to shred, you don't trust just putting in your garbage, there is a 2-box limit, but bring them in. We will have them shredded right there. Paper only, please, because that's all they do. And then I just want to give you my normal number for the month because I just love sharing this with the community. So your use of the library for March totals $98,038.70. So without the Massena Public Library, the activities of the Massena community would have cost them nearly $100,000, but didn't, because the library was there and because the community took advantage of the library being there, which we are so glad to have. And finally, April is Financial Literacy Month. Little known fact, your library card gives you access to wise financial ratings at no cost to you. Whether you're creating your first budget, keeping tabs on your investments, searching for the best car insurance company, or figuring out the best Medicare supplement insurance plan for retirement, Wise Financial Ratings has something for you. And with access to more than 40,000 investment ratings on stocks, mutual funds, and exchange-traded funds, and 21,000 safety ratings on banks, credit unions, and insurance companies, you will have unprecedented coverage of investments and companies you want to follow. And that's an important factor in financial literacy and an important factor in, honestly, just surviving these days. So totally free service that not a lot of people know about that you can access with your library card. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Krista.
Absolutely.
Town Museum, Krista's not here. Okay, let's go to Don Meisner.
Well, a lot of people think, you know, we do our sports sports shows in the winter, and we do our tournaments in the summer. And I think that these periods in between are like off periods, but this is really a busy time for us. I've been getting calls almost daily from people we've talked to at the sports shows, wanting more information now they've decided to come up here this summer. And one of my responsibilities that I take on is to make sure that every one of these people have a great trip up here. In other words, I make sure that they get to go where we've shown them pictures or videos of the great fishing. And if I can, I line them up with a guide. I'll meet them wherever they're staying here in Massena, and usually have some kind, either have breakfast or lunch or something. And then take them to places that I think will make their stay good. It's important that you realize this, I think, because I believe in the past, it's really important that we can share with you what we do, and every day is spent doing something, really. And the other thing that I wanted to mention, Linda, I wanted you to be part of this, because she's a part of everything that we do. And lately, and I think everybody on the board now realizes that I do a fishing report radio spot every day of the week. And Linda's been doing those spots with me lately, and it makes them much better than I could do alone. As is everything that I do for Massena, she's a part of. And,
Thank you.
you know, one of the things that we've been concentrating on the radio, the reason I do these radio spots, it isn't because I'm getting rich being paid by Stevens Media to do this. I do this because I believe it gives me more power or more influence in the things that I'm trying to do for our area, that this gives me a voice with the public. And we've been trying to explain what these sports shows are to the public lately.
Yes,
And
yes, I think it's important for the public to realize that this is actually a conduit for all of the folks outside the area with whom we interact when we do a show, either in Nashua or in Suffern or Marlboro or even Whitesboro, this last show. It's simply a way that Dawn, as your ambassador, can get the message out about how important Massena is as a vacation destination, as a North Country nice destination, as a place that is really very warm and inviting for family.
thank you, Linda. And the other thing I did want to say is, over the last week, we received information from the biggest sports show in the East, in Tennessee. Somehow it got our names and sent us an invite to be part of their presentation that they do in Tennessee every year. And I think this is something that we really should think about in the future, because I think that market down south is reflective of all the families that come up here tournament fishing. Our sports shows really emphasize our tributaries and the fishing that people can do in the racket and the grass and so forth. And this was something I wanted to share. I think I mentioned it before, but when we were in Whitesboro, down by Utica, this one day, this guy and his son comes in, and they're starting to tell me, when they saw what we were doing, they said, "Oh, our favorite place." And I'm not sure where they were from. They weren't from Utica area. They were from much farther away, and they said that they were watching the videos that we had on Up North NY that Dave Swanson had helped make possible for us, of all the fishing that we do here in the tributaries. And they said that they came and they started fishing the Grass River for muskies. And they talked about a separate part of that trip that impacted them so much. And they said they came to down to Springs Park or someplace, and they put their, whether it was a kayak or canoe, I don't know, in, and they went upstream, and they talked about the tremendous smallmouth bass fishing they had. They said they'd never had anything quite like that. And this was something that we've been telling on the radio about, that experience, because I'm learning stuff from them. And they're not even from around here, and they're telling me the best fishing that we've got in this area. And so that's kind of interesting.
And Dawn, one more thing for the board members. With the report that was sent to everyone, there also is the tournament schedule, because we want to ensure that everyone knows when these tournaments will start, and hope that folks come out and see what's going on.
And one of the things that I'm finding, one of the things that I feel is, for this year's Big Bass Blowout, that's something that we have total control of. It's not another organization coming in here and using our town as a sort of a depot or an access place to get their great fishing. We can make all the decisions about this, and I really believe this should be an event where we have the opportunity to bring townspeople in and area people in to observe what we're doing, and it's a great way for us to use the businesses of Massena in our area to be part of this. It was a wonderful, last year, and Ray, you were part of it, you know, and Jason has always been a part of our big bass blowout in a big degree. He comes in the morning and we do the Star Spangled Banner. He and I don't sing it, but we have Chris Stapleton doing it. But it's something where we're all working together on this, and Brenda's a huge part of this. She's been a part of it from the time we first began. And, but, yes, and I think these events we do, the more we have a team of people all, on the ground doing the work, that's a huge part. Dylan's been such a huge part of what we do with our big tournaments out at the intake. He's just been fantastic parking people, far better than I'd ever be able to do it. And of course, the other thing that I did mention that I think is important, the reason we have these tournaments here and other towns can't do it, it's based on what we've given to these organizations in the past. And the biggest thing we've given them is our hospitality as a town. And that really rings a bell with them. And things and I talked about the golf carts, and they remember that. Other towns don't do that. They don't give them a ride back to their vehicle, make sure that everything is taken care of for them. That's a huge part of what Massena's done. And it's taken us a good many years to build that reputation. And we hear that when we go to the sports shows, when people can come and converse with us. And I told the story about the doctor in Manhattan that remembered his golf cart driver by name and said, what he gained from that. So I think that's something we all should be aware of. And I think as we go forward, our next step is to really try to engage more of the major area businesses that benefit from this and get them a part of it, and they can be part of the Big Bass Blowout. And I'm thinking like, for example, Stewart's, and that they should be a sponsor of what we do, because they gain tremendously by all these guys coming there and coming to Stewart's in the morning and getting their gas and coffee and whatever. So this is a big sort of challenge for me going forward, is to try to engage these businesses. And I think it's really critical that Jason be part of everything we do and we be part of everything that he does, because not one of these events should stand on its own. It's a part of what Massena stands for collaterally, and so some of the calls I'm getting right now is, okay, we've fallen in love with the idea of coming, we're coming this summer, can you send us more information that we should have? And that's something that I think Fish Massena should be the core of all this that we do. So we don't want to be sending more paper goods. We want them to be able to go online and find out where do we stay and where are the best places for this and that and so forth. So that's pretty much it, isn't it?
I think that is.
Okay.
More sponsors are
Oh,
needed.
I wanted to say one other thing. I think all these businesses are a part of the face of Massena. I'm talking about right now the library and what Chris has been willing to do. Every tournament we've had, she's been willing to have a library present out there with all the people that are coming out the intake with that walk. What do you call that, Krista?
The story walk.
Yeah, the story walk. And the other thing that she's prepared to do this year is, because we're trying to bring families here with their kids and be able to fish in this area, she's going to make it possible for them to be able to come to the library and as if they were taking out a book, they can take out a fishing pole or some fishing tackle.
I got them, Don.
Okay.
I got them.
Great.
Certainly more sponsors are needed. So
Yes.
people step forward if they can. The intake is ideal for fishing tournaments. It's custom tailored towards it. And it's a great tourist attraction. We have to build on that. Linda, you want to carry on, Ms.
Certainly. For my grant report this month, I reported to the board on 2 activities. One of them, the letter of intent, the board has approved through resolution. I provided one to you, Supervisor Lento, to review, and if you need any changes, we can certainly make those. That will go in with the resolution. That triggers the next step in the process, which is Office of Community Renewal will tell us what else we need to do, how we will move forward, and will be approved as a pro-housing community, which is really critical for our Market New York grant application we'd like to submit in July of this year. Second item on this report covers the Community Development Block Grant. And we currently have the monitoring report from Division of Housing. They have gone through, they handle the HUD monies. They're the entity to whom we have to supply comment on what their findings were with all of the audits for the information from this grant. There were a number of deficiencies with the through the handling of this with the BDC, but we're taking care of those. And looking at this long term, I'm hoping that the board will consider another application, provided that they will consider that for us, because it helped a number of small businesses in Massena, and we could certainly make application again. And the deadline is December of this year. So something for the board to consider.
Seems like before, did we have more or less a survey to see how many would be interested before, just to make sure we use the grant and it's not idle? And
Sam, in my review of the files, I've not found a survey. It's possible that one might have been done and it just didn't, it wasn't included in the, in the files. It's possible there were also news stories which would have gotten the word out, and that would be another way for any individual who might be interested to reach out and say, yes, I'd like to apply.
I just thought it would be worthy to have surveys, kind of have an idea of allocations that could be expected or could be used. I hate to have the grant and not have anybody use it, and then you get penalized the next time because you didn't use the grant. So
Exactly.
I just think identifying maybe some of the projects ahead of time.
That's a great idea. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, very good. Chamber of Commerce, Ben's next door, meeting with the ambassadors as we speak. Code Officer Pat Ryan couldn't make it. Town Planning and Zoning, I believe the meeting was postponed this month again. Massena Electric,
We'll meet Friday at 2 o'clock.
Friday 2 o'clock. Jason Hendricks.
Last but not least.
How to feel about that right now. Lot to follow here. So basically for us, it was making sure our websites were up to date, keeping the social media active, planning our events for this summer coming up. We've got 3 big events coming up. I know that we mentioned the fishing tournament schedule, make sure it's visible. Just so everybody knows, there is printed schedules of the fishing and our summer events for Explore Massena, Red, White, and Blue, Rocking the River, and Fall Fest are all posted outside of the town clerk's office, at the airport, outside of the board out front. And the other thing I did was, Dawn, we had printed these brochures a couple of years ago. They're just real brief information, kind of has our socials on it, our websites, information on fishing, our seasons. Dawn wanted some more to bring to the trade show, so we printed up some. And I distributed some more around too, gave more back to the town clerk's office, brought some over to Mike McCabe in the rec department, and also the village, so we kind of get those distributed around as well. And one of the other things I kind of wanted to bring up, so Don mentioned how the websites having the information present. So when we built those websites, I don't know if anybody really knows, but so instead of having Fish Massena have its own like database of business information, and then Explore Massena, they actually feed from the same spot. So as we update those, it all goes right to the same spot. One of the recent things we did is we created a fishing guides page. I think if you go to fishmassena.com/guides, there's only a few on there right now. What we're hoping is that encourages people to either A, get hold of me, Don, Linda, and get their information submitted so we can grow that page as anglers do come up here. And it will help as Don goes into next season's sport shows and having these built libraries basically online living for people to access the information that we do need. So each year we continue to grow and grow more information. And then lastly, we're moving in, I think, talent-wise for Rockin' the River, I think we pretty much have a good feel. Red, White, and Boom, so pay attention to Explore Massena's Facebook page, because we'll be dropping teasers here over the next few weeks. Any other questions for me or anything for my report? I'm gonna stop right now.
Jason, could I get some of your flyers for the library and brochures as well?
You got it.
Thank
Was there
you.
a printed materials budget at all with the contract?
Currently, there's not, no.
And so, about funding for that,
I could work up some ideas for, I know some things that, Don, Linda, and myself, we constantly talk about, we could probably utilize some funds for it.
let us know what you think about it, we certainly need to keep the word going out there.
Thank you, Jason.
You bet.
Any old business? Any new business? The next regular meeting is Wednesday, May 20th at 4:30 PM in room 30 right here. Any closing remarks, public remarks? Okay. Motion to go into executive session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Executive session is to discuss any proposed pending or current litigation, medical, financial, credit, and employment history of a particular